Hello everyone and welcome to our channel Elevate Learning Hub. Today we'll be discussing about generative AI and its model and the basics of AI, how it could be used to create new content and new stuff. The agenda that we'll be talking about is the definition and applications, the importance and impact of GenAI, how generative AI functions, industry applications, best practices, common applications, and certain models of AWS and Azure and impact on the future. Moving forward, let's talk about what is generative AI. Generative AI intelligence is a type of AI that can create new content and ideas, including conversations, stories, images, videos, and music. AI technologies attempt to mimic human intelligence in non-traditional computing tasks like image recognition, natural language processing, and translation. Generative AI is the next step in artificial intelligence. You can train it to learn human language, programming, languages, art, chemistry, biology, or any complex subject matter. It reuses the training to solve new problems. For example, it can learn English vocabulary and can create a poem from the words it processes. Very simple. You can tell them to write a poem for your mother who is affectionate, loving, cooks for you, takes care of you, and it would write beautiful poem in as many words as you would suggest. Your organization can use generative AI for various purposes like chatbots, media creation, product development, and design. Now, what is the importance of Gen AI or generative AI? Generative AI applications like ChatGPT have captured widespread attention and imagination. They can help reinvent most customer experiences and applications and can create new applications never seen before and help customers reach new productivity levels. According to Goldman Sachs, generative AI could drive a 7% or almost $7 trillion increase in the global across domestic product, which is GDP. They also anticipate that it could lift productivity growth by 1.5 percentage points over 10 years. When generative AI is so very revolutionary in multiple sectors by accelerating research, enhancing customer interactions, optimizing business processes, and boosting employee productivity, we can simply say that it's a game changer for innovation, efficiency, and cost saving across the organizations. We can give certain benefits of GenAI, which where it is accelerating research. Generative AI algorithms can explore and analyze complex data in many ways. So researchers can discover new trends and patterns that may not be otherwise apparent. These algorithms can summarize content, outline multiple solution paths, brainstorm ideas, and create detailed documentation from those research notes. This is why generative AI drastically enhances research and innovation. For example, generative AI systems are being used in pharma industry nowadays to generate and optimize protein sequences and significantly accelerate drug discovery. It not only enhances customer experience, generative AI can respond naturally to human conversation and serve as a tool for customer service and personalization of customer workflows. For example, you can use AI-powered chatbot, voice bots, or virtual assistants and respond more accurately to your customer for first contact resolution. They can increase customer engagement by presenting curated offers and communication in a personalized way. Optimizes business processes, and with generative AI, your business can optimize utilizing machine learning and AI application areas across all lines of the businesses. You can apply technology across all lines of businesses, including engineering, marketing, customer service, finance, and sales. For example, here's what GenAI can do for optimization. Extract and summarize data from any source of knowledge search and functions. Evaluate and optimize different scenarios for cost reduction in areas like marketing, advertising, finance, and logistics. generate synthetic data to create label data for supervised learning and other machine learning processes. Boost employee productivity. Generative AI models can augment employee workforce and act as an efficient assistant for everyone in your organization. They can do everything from searching to creation in a human-like way. GenAI can boost productivity for different kind of workers. Support creative tasks by generating multiple prototypes based on certain input and constraints. It can also optimize existing designs based on human feedback and specified constraints. Generate new software codes, suggestions for application development tasks. Support management by generating reports, summaries, and projections. It can also generate new sales scripts, emails, content, blogs for the marketing team. They can save time, reduce cost, and increase their efficiency across their organization. Now we'll be talking about what is common applications of generative AI. With generative AI, you can take advantage of machine learning for your business more quickly and apply it to a broader set of use cases. You can apply generative AI across all lines of businesses, including engineering, marketing, customer service, finance, and sales. Code generation is one of the most promising applications of generative AI, and with Amazon Code Whisper and with the Microsoft GitHub Copilot, we can see great results on developer productivity. During a preview, Amazon ran a productivity challenge, and participants who used Code Whisper were 27% more likely to complete their task successfully, which on an average 57% than those who did not use Code Whisper besides code generation. There are many applicants where you can put generative AI to work to achieve a steep change in customer experience, employee productivity, business efficiency, and creativity. You can use generative AI to improve customer experience through capabilities like chatbot, virtual assistants, your intelligent contact center, personalization, and content moderation. You can boost your employees' productivity with generative AI powered conversational search, content creation, and text summarization. You can also improve business operations with intelligent document processing, maintenance assistance, quality control, and visual inspection, and also synthetic training data generation. Finally, you can use generative AI to turbocharge production of all types of creative content, from art and music with text, animation, video, and image generation. Moving forward, let's explore foundational models in these machine learning. These models are trained on vast array of generalized data, enabling them to perform numerous tasks. They represent the culmination of technological progress over decades using pattern recognition to predict sequence items, such as enhancing image or predicting text. Let's focus. Foundational models are machine learned trained models on a broad spectrum of generalized and unlabeled data. They are capable of performing wide variety of general tasks. Foundational models are the result of latest advancements in technology that has been evolving for decades. In general, a foundational model uses learned pattern and relationships to predict the next item in a sequence. For example, with image generation, the model analyzes the image and creates a sharper, more clearly defined version of that image. Similarly, with text, the model predicts the next word in a string of text based on the previous words and their context. It then selects the next words using probability distribution techniques. Moving forward, let's deep dive into the other deep area of large language models or LLMs, such as OpenAI's GPT series. These models are adept at language tasks and can perform multiple functions due to their vast number of parameters, learning from extent internet data to apply knowledge broadly. LLMs are one class of functional models. For example, of OpenAI generative pre-trained GPT models are LLMs. LLMs are specifically focused on language-based tasks such as summarization. It can generate text for you, it can answer open-ended conversation and information extraction. What is special in their ability is to perform multiple tasks. They can do this because they contain many parameters that make them capable of learning advanced concepts. An LLM like GPT-3 can consider billions of parameters and has the ability to generate content from very little input. Though the pre-training or the prompt training exposure to internet scale in all these various forms and mirrored patterns, LLMs learn to apply their knowledge in wide range of contexts. Now let's focus how will generative AI affect the industries. Moving first, generative AI is revolutionizing financial services by enhancing customer service through chatbots, accelerating loan approvals, detecting fraud, and providing personalized investment advice. Financial services nowadays can harness the power of GenAI to serve their customers better while reducing cost. Financial institutions can use chatbot to generate product recommendations and response to customer inquiries, which improve overall customer servicing. Lending institutions can speed up loan approval for financially underserved markets, especially in developing nations. Bank can quickly detect frauds in claims, credit cards, and loans. Investment firms can use the power of generative AI to provide safe, personalized financial advice to their clients at a low cost. Not only that, it is revolutionizing healthcare by also aiding in drug discovery and creating synthetic data for research and trials. One of the most promising use cases of generative AI is to accelerate drug discovery and research. Generative AI uses models to create novel protein sequences with specific properties of designing antibodies, enzyme, vaccines, and gene therapy. Healthcare and life sciences companies can use generative AI models to design synthetic gene sequence for application in synthetic biology and metabolic engineering. For example, they can create new biosynthetic pathways or optimize gene expression for manufacturing purposes. Lastly, Gen AI can be used to create synthetic patient and healthcare data. This is useful to train AI models, stimulate their clinical trials, or study rare disease without access to the real world data sets. In the automotive sector as well, it is optimizing vehicle designs to improve customer interactions. Automotive companies can use generative AI technology for many purposes, from engineering to in-vehicle experiences and customer service. For instance, they can optimize the design of mechanical part to reduce drag in vehicle design or adapt to design of personal assistants. Auto companies are using generative AI to deliver better customer service by providing quicker response to the most common customer queries. New material chip and part designs can be created with generative AI to optimize manufacturing process and reduce cost. Generative AI can also be used for synthetic data generation to test applications. This is especially helpful for data not often included in testing data sets such as defects or edge cases. Generative AI in a way is transforming media and entertainment industry as well. From animations and scripts to full-length movies, nowadays generative AI can produce novel content at a fraction of cost and time to traditional production. There are other ways you can use generative AI in the industry. Artists can complement and enhance their albums with generative AI music to create new experiences. Media organizations can use generative AI to improve their audience experiences by offering personalized contents and ads to grow revenue. Gaming companies are using generative AI to create new games and allow players to build avatars for them. In the telecommunication, early use cases of generative AI are focusing on reinventing the customer experience. Customer experience is defined by the cumulative interactions of subscribers across all touchpoints of the customer journey. For instance, telecommunication organization can apply generative AI to improve customer service with live human conversational agents. They can also optimize network performance by analyzing network data to recommend fixes. and they can reinvent customer relationship with personalized one-to-one sales assistants. It's revolutionizing the energy sector as well, which is where they're analyzing complex data for pattern recognition. In energy sector, generative AI is suitable for energy sector tasks that involve complex raw data analysis, pattern recognition, forecasting, and optimization. Energy organizations can improve customer service by analyzing enterprise data to identify users' pattern. With this information, they can develop targeted product offering, energy efficiency programs, or demand response initiatives. Generative AI can help with grid management. It can increase operational site safety and optimize energy production through reservoir simulation. Now we'll be focusing traditional machine learning models were discriminative or focused on classifying data points. They attempted to determine the relationship between the known and the unknown factors. For example, they looked at the images, the known data like pixel arrangement, line, color, and shape, and then mapped them to the words, the unknown factors. Mathematically, if we will say, the models work by identifying these equations that could be numerically map unknown factor such as x and y variables. These were the traditional ones. With generative models, this takes to the one step further. Instead of predicting a label given some features, they try to predict features given a certain label. Mathematically, generative modeling calculates the probability of x and y occurring together. It learns the distribution of different data features and the relationships. For example, generative models analyzes animal images to record variables like different ear shapes, eye shapes, tail features, and skin patterns, and they learn features and their relationships to understand what different animals look like in general. They can then recreate new animal images that were not being there in the training set at all. Now we'll be talking about the diffusion models. Diffusion models create new data by iteratively making controlled random changes to an initial data sample. They start with the original data and add subtle changes, or you can say noise, progressively making it less similar to the original one. This noise is carefully controlled to ensure that the generative data remains coherent and realistic. After adding noise over several iterations, the diffusion model reverses the process, and the reverse denoising gradually removes the noise to produce a new data sample that resembles the original one. Now, we'll be talking about the generative adversarial networks. Generative adversarial networks is another generative AI model that builds upon the diffusion model concepts. Generative adversarial networks work by training two neural networks in a competitive manner. The first network, known as the generator, generates fake data samples by adding random noise. The second network, called the discriminator, tries to distinguish between the real data and the fake data produced by the generator. During training, the generator continuously improves its ability to create realistic data, while the discriminator becomes better than real from fake. This adversarial process continues until the generator produces data that is so convincing that the discriminator cannot differentiate it from the real data. Generative adversarial networks are widely used in generating realistic images, style transfer, and data augmentation tasks. Now we'll be talking about the variational autoencoders. Variational autoencoders learn a compact representation of data called latent space. The latent space is a mathematical representation of the data. You can think of it as a unique code representing the data based on all its attributes. For example, if studying faces, the latent space contains latent numbers representing eyes, shape, nose, shape, cheekbones, and ears. Variational autoencoders are two neural networks, the encoder and decoder. The encoder neural network maps the input data to the mean and variance of each dimension of the latent space. It generates a random sample from a normal distribution. This sample is a point in the latent space and represents a compressed, simplified version of the input data. The decoder, the neural network, takes this sample point from the latent space and reconstructs it back into the data that resembles the original input. Mathematical functions are used to measure how well the reconstructed data matches the original data. Today, now we'll be focusing on the transformer-based models. The transformer-based model, generative AI model, builds upon the encoder and decoder concepts, the variational autoencoders. Transformer-based models add more layers to the encoders to improve performance on text-based tasks like compression, translation, and creative writing. Transformer-based models uses a self-attention mechanism. They weigh the importance of different parameters of an input sequence when processing each element in the sequence. Another key feature is that these AI models implement contextual embedding. The encoding of a sequence element does not depend only on the element itself, but also on its context within the sequence. How transformer-based models work. To understand how a transformer model works, imagine a sequence or a sentence as a sequence of words. Self-attestation helps the model focus on the relevant words as it processes each word. To capture different types of relationship between the words, the transformer and the generative model employs multiple encoder layers called attention heads. Each head learns to attend to different parts of the input sequence, and this allows the model to simultaneously consider various aspects of the data. Each layer also refines the contextual embeddings. The layer makes the embeddings more informative and capture everything from grammar syntax to complex semantic meanings. Now we'll be talking about how did generative AI technology evolve. Primitive generative AI models have been used for decades in statistics to aid in numerical data analysis. Neural networks and deep learnings were recent precursors of modern generative AI. Variational autoencoders, developed in 2013, were the first deep generative model that could generate realistic images and speech. Variational autoencoders introduced the capability to generate novel variations of multiple data types. This led to rapid emergence of other generative AI models like generative adversarial networks, the diffusion models. These innovations were focusing on generating data that increasingly resembled real data despite being artificially created. In 2017, a further shift in AI research occurred with the introduction of transformers. And transformers seamlessly integrated the encoder and decoder architecture with an attention mechanism. They streamline the training process of language model with exceptional efficiency and versatility. Notably, models like GPT emerge as foundational models capable of pre-training on extensive corpora of raw data or fine-tuning for diverse tasks. Transformers changed what was possible for natural language processing. They empower generative AI capabilities for tasks ranging from translation and summarization to answering questions. Many generative AI models continue to make significant strides and have found cross-industry applications. Recent innovations focus on refining models to work with proprietary data. Researchers also want to create text, images, video, and speech that more and more like are human. Now we'll begin with internal applications. It's best to start generative AI adoption with internal application development, which focuses on process optimization and employee productivity. You can get a more controlled environment to test the outcomes while building skills and understanding of the technology. You can test the models extensively and even customize them based on the internal knowledge sources that you have. This is the way organizations have better experience when they eventually use the models for external applications. Now we'll be focusing on how generative AI enhances transparency. It clearly communicates about generative AI applications and outputs. So, as a user, they know that they are interacting with AI and not humans. For instance, the AI introduce themselves always like that this is a Gen AI bot, or this is being generated by Gen AI, or the AI based search results are marked that this is being generated by AI. That way, the users can use their own discretion when they engage with the content. They may be proactive in dealing with any inaccuracies or hidden biases the underlying models may have because of the training data limitations. Now, it is very important to implement security. Implementing security guardrails so your generative AI applications do not allow any ignorant authorized access to sensitive data is involving security teams from the start so that all aspects can be considered from the beginning. For example, you have to mask data, remove your personally identifiable information, which we say that where you're training any model to the internal data is very important. Now we'll be focusing extensively on how this data is getting tested. Test exhaustively, develop automated and manual testing processes to validate the results and test all types of scenarios that are being generative AI has. Have different groups of beta testers who try out application in different ways and document results. The model will also improve continuously through testing and you will get more control over expected outcomes. Not even that, generative AI nowadays is helping in beta testing and writing test cases as well. Now we'll be focusing what is about how AWS is helping in generative AI. Amazon Web Services makes it easy to build and scale generative AI for all your data, use cases, and customers. With generative AI on AWS, we can get to see the enterprise grade security and privacy access to industry leading FM models, generative AI powered applications, and data first approach. Also, we can say that AWS and generative AI, they can choose from a range of generative AI services that support all types of organization in every stage. Code generation is most common promising application for generative AI with Amazon Q Developer and an AI encoding companion. A person can help in greater developer productivity. And also, it has been introduced that participants who use code whispers were 27% more likely to complete their task on time. On average, they completed tasks 57% faster than those who did not use code whisper. Amazon Bedrock is another fully managed service that offers a choice of high performing functional models and broad spectrum of capabilities. You can also look out for privately customize them, and you can use your data. You can create managed agents that can execute complex business tasks, and you can also use Amazon SageMaker Jumpstart to discover, explore, and deploy open function models, or even you can create on your own. SageMaker Jumpstart provides managed infrastructure and tools to accelerate scalable, reliable, and secure model building, training, and deployment. AWS is HIPAA eligible service empowering healthcare software vendors to build clinical applications that are automatically generate clinical notes by analyzing patient clinical conversations. AWS Health Scribe combines speech recognition, which is generative AI intelligence, to reduce the burden of clinical documentation by transcribing patient clinical conversations and generating easier to review clinical notes. Amazon Q in Quick Insight site help business analysts easily create and customize visuals using natural language commands. The new generative AI authoring capabilities extend the natural language querying of QuickSight Q beyond answering well-structured questions to help analysts quickly create customization visuals from questions fragments and clarify the intent of a query by asking follow-up questions and refine those visualizations and complex calculations. Now, on the similar lines, Azure AI Model Catalog also offers a range of foundational models providing pre-packaged solution to jumpstart generative AI development. Azure functional models provides a rich AI model catalog that includes variety of these functional models to accelerate generative AI, offering pre-packaged solution for out-of-the-box drive. Azure OpenAI service is Azure Large Language Service, which allows developers to build powerful generative applications using state-of-art models. It integrates seamlessly with Azure services and provides access to popular generative models including GPT-3, GPT-3.5, and GPT-4. Developers can leverage Azure OpenAI to create natural language processing applications, chatbot, content generating tools, and many more. Then we'll be talking about the foundational models in the catalog. Azure model catalogs include foundational models from various sources, such as Microsoft OpenAI, Mistral, Meta, Stability AI, Core 42, and many more. These models cover a wide variety of tasks, including text generation, image synthesis, and recommendation systems. Developers can explore and evaluate, fine tuning, and deploy these models based on their specific requirements. Azure Mass empowers developers to simplify AI model customizations for specific use cases using personal data for fine tuning and creating domain specific applications. Not only that, there are a lot of generative AI applications with Azure OpenAI service enables developers to build generative apps with ease. Whether it's text generation, creative writing, or personalized recommendation, Azure provides the tools and infrastructure needed to harness the power of generative models. Developers can provision Azure OpenAI, deploy models, and effectively use language models in their applications. What is the impact and future of Azure AI or any AI? Impact and future perspective generative AI extends beyond just providing models. With the ongoing investments in security, compliance, and innovations, it is being claimed to empower developers and enterprises to create cutting edge applications. As a result, Azure or any player will continue to play a pivotal role in shaping the future of generative AI. In summary, these models contribute significantly to the advancements of generative AI by offering a diverse set of foundational models, seamless integrations, and tools for fine tuning. Developers can leverage these resources to build innovative applications that and can push the boundaries of creativity and automation for them. That's it for today. Thank you.